Yo, guess we got shot in the thumb. Yep, just setting up here. I gotta turn on the camera. A little bit late waking up and getting started, but it's all good. Today we're gonna be this might be a little bit boring for some people, but we're gonna be looking over some code. A lot of code. Let's turn on some light in this joint. What? Stop trying to do that. It's trying to, my camera is trying to connect to, my VM, which is very weird. Why does my VM care? All right. New problems. I thought VMware would play nicely. There we go. That last click makes all the difference. One love. I like that look, actually. I don't know why it's so dark. I like that look, though. I like the dark look, but not sure why it's so dark in here. Because I have one light, two lights, three lights, and I have not, unless somebody mess with my camera. Yeah, somebody mess with it. Let's go with the dark look today, though. I like that. Different camera settings right here. I think I was trying to get that damn it. Oof, live streams, bro. I was trying to get that mainstream YouTuber look. But you need a lot of light to get that. I'll show y'all how to do this, man. Y'all ever want to know. So anyway, I gotta type something in. Refresh that. One love. Yeah, I need a whole bunch of light to get that YouTuber look. That mainstream YouTuber look. I need a whole bunch of light. But what you do is you turn down the light sensitivity and then you put light on your face. I want to do a whole video, on like how to be a tech YouTuber. But I don't want to steer away from the channel and its point. We're gonna get started and start on the real reason why we're here. I just wanted to say that. No, I don't want to use that. Can I undo some stuff? Cause I regret some stuff now. What? I don't know why that's way down there. You can tell I just woke up. This mad embarrassing, yo. But you can imagine it, right? Like with this look, I'd have like some lights in the background, and I'd be like talking like I'm all dramatic. Anyway, building tool was scanned. So I'm like way unprepared because I also have to go get some caffeine. But what I'm gonna do is go into my Kali Linux box. We don't need this timer today. We gotta get rid of this timer too because man, stop playing, man. Here we go. It's top of the line right here. This is VMware. Ooh, what? You gotta be playing. There we go. I had fun yesterday. I had fun with the with going for that insane box to a certain extent. When it got around like the 2 hour mark, I was like, bro, nope. Nah, this ain't it, son. Anyway, let's go into CD scan. And so what we missed when I looked up my files. Maybe I got them still in ls bar dub. Yeah. So move bar dub source. I like this big letter, these big letters. I know you can see this. So move that there. I don't want this timer here because I'm not putting myself on the timer. Man, I'm loving VMware already. I miss it. I don't even know why I even stopped using it. But it's definitely is not VirtualBox. Definitely not VirtualBox. Let's go. So if we, I think it's tar xvf. And then the code that we want to look at, sandbox, is sandbox C, according to the write-up. Oh, now that's too big to read code. It was working until we got to the code, right? So I had to do one thing to run my code. So I didn't have sys capability. And by the way, you know, we're reading C code today. And a lot of you guys, I know, especially a lot of guys that want to take the OSCP and stuff, they're not like big fans of scripting and coding. I mean, it is what it is. This is what we're doing today. Worst case scenario, I get some studying in and I get better at my craft. Best case scenario, we get a bunch of people in here and, you know, we chop it up and we go over this thing to make sure we know what it's doing. So I said it is what it is. And I love my job. So include sys capability H. So I'm just going to run GCC this sandbox. I wanted to fail because I want to see. Yep. So that was that. So what I did was locate capability H, because I know it's in there somewhere. And then I just go back to I go back to Vim Sandbox C, and then what was it? I just forgot that quick. User include Linux. So I'll tell you right now, on the OSCP, when I wanted to, I don't know if I'm giving away too much information. My bad, Office of Security. Don't take my cert if I get this wrong. Just contact me and we can clear it up. I gotta say this. Hopefully this ain't too much. But the box that I'm talking about should be retired anyway, because I did it in 2020. But here we go. On one of the previous exploits, I needed to fix some code. So in addition, I'm not gonna say that part, but in addition to one line of code that I had to look at, I needed to make sure that my H files, my header files, I don't know what they call them, I had them all. So I had to download a few. And what I noticed is I didn't have them all. So I had to use what do you call it? Not absolute, absolute paths sometimes. So they would get the right thing, and once they got the right thing, I could then compile the binary. So when they say that fixing exploits is a thing, they're not playing, bro. It's not a game. Anyway, let's keep going. So I just want to see what this does. I want to look at the write-up too. I want to look up the write-up side by side. So I'm just going to go ahead and, man, I am loving VMware. No errors. It's smooth today. It's like, VMware is like, Daddy, what you want to do today? I'm like, bet. You know what I'm saying? Hey, what you want to do today? I'm like, let's load up some C code. Let's try to get ahead of my peers when it comes to hack the box. Let's go into work and have a wonderful day. You feel me? Like it's with me, and I'm feeling the synergy right now. VirtualBox, man. I love you guys for what am I trying to say here? I love you guys for making open source software, giving back to the people. Anybody that makes open source software out there, I love you. But you can't argue with results, bro. You cannot argue with results. And right now I'm really digging VMware. I do know that when vulnerabilities come out, you're high and dry when it comes to proprietary software. You are high and dry, so keeping that in mind. I don't know how to use this collapsed version. But yeah, man, I understand if I don't have anybody in the chat today, because this is like, code is boring. I can't even hold you, man. Code, man, looking at code and then looking at somebody else talk about code, it's like, you just want them to say, man, just get along with it, I get it. But man, for some reason, there's a hunger inside of me. I can't stop it. Man, I wish I could be normal. I definitely would normal it up, man. I'd be a normal dude and do normal stuff and complain about normal stuff. I would. I can't hold you, but yeah, I just can't be normal, bro. Anyway, let's look at this for a minute. Cause fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me, right? Folder name, yeah, we know that. Let's take a closer look at the file called Sandbox C. And so the first thing that we missed yesterday was, let me make sure I have the chat up so I don't miss anything. I used to have the chat in the actual window. Hey, yo, guess who got shot in the dome piece? Jerome's niece on the way home from Jones Beach. Been listening to that Illmatic, man. All right. It says, so yeah, sandbox and binary, yep. And then, so the comments are helpful. The developer has left some comments to help us understand the flow of execution. While the file sandbox C is the most important one, we have to review the majority of the files to grasp the full functionality of the scanner. All right, we can dig it. Make things easier to track, we can summarize the functionality of the executable whilst mentioning the relative source code file in case the clue is not derived from C, sandbox C, like so. So the first thing is this. Where did we see that? One Love. By the way, if you drop in, well, nobody's in right now, but I'll put it in. I'm gonna also offer a Q&A, like, in case someone drop in. You can do. So I can code and talk. Or is it ask me anything? Is that a better thing to say? Q&A about anything. Anything cybersecurity related. So let me put that in the, to get more people in here. Plus, ask me anything. I think that's what they said, AMA. Let's try to market my live stream a little bit better. Because at the same time, I know it's, even though like this is my study hour, I do want to grow my channel, man. I can't lie. I want to be a millionaire one day. Stuff. Be a big YouTuber. Like John Hammond, yo. I want to be John Hammond, man. Out of all people, that's what I want to be. I want to be a mix between John Hammond and Network Chuck. But then, like, I got stuff that I like to do too, like me. Anyway, it says, take a 16-byte buffer. We don't care about that, I guess. Check. Oh, here it is. Check we have all required capabilities. So the first thing that I want my code to do is, if I have like a C, like C code, if you download something like this, or it doesn't even have to be C. It just has to be like, it just has to be like a code. So I want to just say cat sandbox C, and then I want to grep these things. Oh, not those. These. Right? Because the thing is, I've never known Hack the Box to put a bunch of hints in the comments. But y'all know how I feel about comments, right? If you do any code, you need to comment with verbosity and stuff. Don't just write code and put it out. So this code isn't very good when it comes to making sure that you did your thing with comments. That's probably another video. Just always comment as deeply as you can. So, and let me show you what I mean. So if I made this code And instead of typing like that, I would type like this: intent to check that we have all required capabilities. And then after that, I will put something like the required capabilities are So I gotta fix the code of a let me be quiet, man. What's up? Before I start something. All right. To check that we have all the required capabilities, which are, I'm looking at them, but then I'm looking at this. I don't know where it's checking for. So it says struct, we're building structs. It was a header version, Linux capability version 3. What do you mean, dude? I don't know what that means. Is that a string? This is C. Why would you, how could you do that in C? Did I miss something? Oh, check caps. Check. So that should be admin somewhere, should it not? I don't know. If anybody drops in and you know C, just let me know. I have to warm myself up. Use your cap header. Header version, Linux capability version 3. Header PID. Okay. Oh. All right. So I think it's this code. It's not really human readable. But if I'm just hitting the I believe button here, we'd say which are cap sysadmin cap sys root cap set UID cap set GID. So I was looking at this box and the box doesn't seem like insane if you know what's going on. It just takes a while. It didn't seem insane to me when I was just reading, you know, at all. So if we did, we can use this command. I don't get that part. It says we can use the cap sh decode 02 or 01. Those are my capabilities though, is it not? Should I do this? I don't know. I might be missing something there. I don't know. Anyway, creates a jails directory if one doesn't already exist. Where's that happen? It says it make their P. So let's do this. System cap sh the code equals to 401 0. So nice of them to do write-ups and show us exactly what's going on. Hack the Box write-ups are getting really, you guys are doing great. I'm gonna put me some more. Oh, I can't put any more light on me. I think that's fine, man. Should not. Let's see. Yep. I mean, I don't know. I like the new settings. It makes me look more professional. It's like I'm really actually doing good work here. Man, if I put some light in the background, I'll be like, oh, wow. I'm going to stop this right quick and just take a little break here and say, what I do is not, I don't do pen testing for a living. I don't do ethical hacking for a living. I'm a threat hunter and I love it. And I'm stopping this to say, when you get into cybersecurity, when you get into a field like this, you can get bored. It's not a fun. You start doing stuff like, if you get hired on and you start doing stuff like looking at logs all day or talking about how you need to fix an organization, that gets boring. And I never wanted that for myself. And, I was tired of helping, my managers come up with ways to secure organizations, because that's what we do. So we'll say, hey, this is your plan so that you can go ahead and patch these vulnerabilities and, train these users so that you're more secure. And I didn't like that, because what would happen is there's a saying in cybersecurity where it's like, it's easier to sell aspirin than vitamins. And we were selling vitamins, right? And nobody buys vitamins. People just buy aspirin. And so how could you get someone to recognize that they need aspirin? And that's why I do this at home. That's why I do a lot of ethical hacking at home. So that's how I would explain it. A lot of people might think that it's super weird that I would go for the OSCP. Well, I don't think it's super weird, but a lot of people may think that that's rare or something, that somebody would be so passionate about this. But I disagree. Like, I think that if you are in cybersecurity, you should go for ethical hacking to boost your skills. I don't want to hear you sit up and talk about Log4j and phishing and DLL, hijacking, and whatever you're talking about on Twitter if you don't know how to attack. And I'm not trying to be mean or rude or divisive or inflammatory. That's what it is. Learn how to execute the attack, because two things happen when you get on Twitter and you talk and you don't know how the attack works. One thing that happens is attackers change and they come up with new ways to defeat civilians and their sad little eyeballs when it comes to, I don't know, they find a way to defeat people that, how do I explain it? They find a way to defeat that's why I'm so big into scripting, because if you're looking for Log4j payloads, why don't I just build base 64 and defeat what you're trying to do, right? So there's that. And then the second thing is when people speak on vulnerabilities or speak on what's going on and everything like that, you also, awareness is not always a great thing. Because if I'm a cyber criminal or whatever the case, and I'm doing stuff, if I'm doing hood rat stuff, and I look on YouTube or I look on Twitter and there's stuff already out about what we're doing I can switch it up. You know, I can calm it down a little bit. So there's all of that. There's a awareness that you can't get if you don't have the attacker mind frame. So I just wanted to say all of that. So let's come back from the break now. And let's keep going. Yeah, you got to learn how to attack at least a little bit. You don't have to be like straight up IPSec. Just learn, just get in there and do a little bit of Metasploit or something. Don't just be all the way blue. Don't just be all the way red. You got to be purple, man. You got to be purple in this game. Anyway, so we've done that. Let's run the code because I want to see it in action. GCC sandbox. Oh, what? Oh. So that's why, like, cybersecurity can be very boring. You don't want that for yourself. So learn how to attack, man. What do you mean? Did it create? Oh, you gotta do make. And then we'll just run sandbox. I don't know what we're running with sandbox. But yeah, when I try to like speak to the public like that, what are you talking about? It's never like I want to encourage people to do better, not do worse, or I'm not looking down on anybody. It's just that I don't want to read your article if you can't execute the attack. I don't want to read it. I promise you, bro, it's not personal. It's just that there are too many errors. People put too many errors in their articles. One of the biggest things that I hate when I read articles is somebody will tell me, hey, this is vulnerable in Windows. And then you look at their user and their administrator. They're in the admin group. Like, duh, it's vulnerable because you can do anything. So it's like cleaning some of that stuff up will make everybody better. I believe it. So the sandbox works. I can't lie. I don't know how sandbox this thing works right now. Let's keep reading. So we got that part down. Creates a jails directory if one doesn't exist. So let's look at the code again. I don't see the jails directory. Oh, here it is. Jails. Enter. Intent to create our jail folder and move into it. Couldn't I create the jail? Program doesn't exist. So, okay. We don't have to script anything yet for that because it's like, okay, all you're doing is creating a folder. Let's keep going. I'm going to take a break really quick. I got to go get some caffeine. So I'm going to leave something here that says, hey, taking a break. Because if I'm reading code, I need some juice. I need some crunk in my system. So yeah, I'll be right back. BRB. Yo. look at some more code, man. $37 minutes. Create our jail folder and move into it. Could not create jail. Program does not exist. Yep, we don't have to check. So the tool that I want to build, let's take the break thing off. So the tool that I want to build, we don't have to check for we don't have to check for jail, whatever this is. We're strictly concerned with the Chroot thing. But I do want to improve the code so that I know what's going on. First, so far, I mean, if you read a lot of C, this doesn't seem insane. So far, creates a folder, but I think you got to be expecting it, because for me, when I do, make sure that's right. When I do hack the box, I want to do something web related. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I come for. So when you give me a binary or something like that, and it's like, I don't know. I don't come to hack the box to do stuff like this. I just got to be real with you. I know it's a thing, and I know I should know how to do that. I had to take some medicine too. Been a little bit sick. I took a test. It's not COVID, so good there. But I really want to go into work today. I'm a junkie, bro. When I say I love my job, that's not even. I'm not saying that for YouTube. I really love my job. So, people try to get like a day off and stuff like that. For me, it's like, when I get home, I'm still working, because work is not work for me. Work is life. Ain't no such thing as work-life balance in my head. This is life, bro. My family's down with it. That's the thing too. If your family's down with what you're doing, work is a lot easier. But you gotta sell it to them. You gotta let them know, hey, this is gonna pay the bills. This is gonna get us the house on the hill. What? This is gonna get us the house with the big gate in it, with the big gate around it. So, if you can't sell it to your family like that, you're gonna hate work. I'm just letting you know. I normally don't talk like this, but it's real, man. Anyway, let's get back to it. Whew, it's early, man. That's why I'm acting weird. Creates a folder within the directory with the MD5 hash of the uploaded binary. Know that. We saw that happening when we were doing the box yesterday. Program path must be absolute. Yeah. That was one part of the tool that I was working on. Let's go into Vim. What was it? Vim home Cali. I need to fix my Cali, by the way. Work ops commander. I think yes. What? Anyway. So this is that famous commander tool that everybody's always asking about. Oh, yeah, that's right. This was Rodnet. Rodnet, he beat me in the King of the Hill thing because I couldn't figure out how to crack a. It was very easy, man. It was like you load up you mount the NFS share, and then there was a private key on there, but it was ROT13 decoded, and then boom, private key. go to try to use a private key, it needs a passphrase. Well, that's too easy. Use SSH to John and then crack the hash, right? Well, for me, my syntax was off, and so it's giving me an error the whole time. My syntax was literally John, tac tac word list, and then my word list. But John didn't like that. So there I was. Find comments. So this is going to seem like a simple addition to my tool, but I've been through too many issues where it's like all I had to do is read the comments and then I would have been good. And I just brought up OSEP a few minutes ago. This was one of those things. It's like, just read the comments, bro. So we're just gonna do we'll do file equals 2, and then we'll just say echo hat. We need to actually ext equals 3. No. We're just gonna call it C scanner for now because I just thought about it. Comments are different. Cat file. File, and then we'll grab. I think it's these thingies. Yeah. Right? No. What am I doing? No. It's those things for C, right? So I think I'm good there. I do commander C scanner and then scan sandbox C. What do you mean, bro? Oh, it's the other way. Why didn't y'all tell me, bro? Anyway, at some point in your career, if you do what I do, or if you can compare yourself to me in any way, at some point in your career, you're gonna have to take a seat. You have to be a manager, and you're gonna feel like you need to stay relevant. Everybody feels like that. That's fine. But what you have to understand is if you want to keep speaking on behalf of what's going on, new vulnerability, whatever the case, if you want to keep speaking, you have to stay somewhat technical. Don't become a guy that just sensationalizes everybody with news. You just get annoying. If you want to put out something cyber related, have all your ducks in a row and then keep up with it. It's not hard if it's truly a passion. You know? It's not. If it's truly a passion, it's not. It's just something you do every day. Remember I said in the video, I don't know if you watched it, but you have 5 levels to this thing. You have, I don't know what I don't know. I know that I need to know. I don't remember the third one. And the fourth one was, I know I grow and it starts to show. And then I simply go because I know. If you really were passionate about everything in this realm, You just go because you know. And I will tell you, it sounds like I'm being harsh or mean to people, but I'm not. It's the fact is people can tell when you simply go because you know. Because you don't have to, it doesn't seem like you're trying hard. It's just you being yourself. People can see that. People can see passion, people can see authenticity. I must be really bored. Alright, let's go get back to it. Copies a few library systems into the folder. I don't see that here. Yeah, I guess it doesn't care that I. It doesn't seem like it's going in order. What do we care about? That's the thing. Now that we have a basic execution flow in mind, we can take a closer look at tracing, see the file that contains the source code of the actual tracing and logging. That would be nice. Focusing on the do trace and do child functions, we can spot small details that would allow us to escape the sandbox. Okay. That's still not working. How? Cats. They're really the same thing. Oh, nothing's happening now. At least get an echo going on. Oh. There you go. Right then dash. And then nothing happens. Eesh. Oh. I don't know what's happening there, man. We're not. We're just gonna keep going. Oh, I know. I know what it is. I think I do. I think I do. Yeah. No, that's not it. Yeah. It's spoiled. Anyway, now we want to scan this code. Tracing C. All right. Oof. This might be uh, somewhat of a lift because I don't know if I'm going fast enough to get done today. Let's examine the comments. Developer correctly recognizes that starting a privileged X process with the file capabilities means the dumpable flag is set to 0, and this must be set to 1 to allow tracing. I don't know where you learned that from, but I'd like to know. However, they set the flag not in the child, but before the fork. In other words, all three processes, child, killer, and logger, would be dumpable traceable. What? I guess what we could do if the PR set dumpable, I wonder where that comes from. If they created that function, and again, I'm noobing out here, so if you let's try something really quick. Cat tracing C rep dumpable. So if that is, if that's the only thing, if that's the only reference to said dumpable, then what that means is this probably comes from a library, which means that if we scan a binary and it has these, it should be the same vulnerability, right? I don't know if that made any sense. But what we could do is say we can go into this file again. Wait a minute. We can say rep So what this is saying is if it's 1, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, then if it looks like that, it means that all three processes will be dumpable traceable. So the first thing that I want to do for my own I want to put this code here. And then I want to go back to my commander script. And I want to say space edit. I want to say if one equals C traceable, then phi file
I need to run another if statement, and I need to say if this I hope this works. So if this comes back true, cat file, if that comes back true, and then I need to actually put that there, and then I do my phi. Then I want to say echo file, echo all 3 processes, child, killer, and logger are dumpable, traceable. You know what grinds my gears is when people put out, I don't know, maybe it's just me in my head. People put out insane boxes and don't think that, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't care if your box insane, bro. You about to hold back no information from me, man. I gotta get it. I gotta get paid, man. You're not about to put no type of box out there and just expect me to say, oh, well, it's too hard for me. Nah, we gotta get it, bro. We gotta get it. I refuse, absolutely refuse to bow down to anything or anybody. And I mean that in the most humble way possible. Nah, for real though, it's like the best thing that I could do for myself is put knowledge here. You know, some guys like chase women, some guys chase alcohol, some guys like watch a lot of sports. You know, some guys chase social media, try to be like this superstar, this influencer. And I'm not knocking anybody. I'm not. I'm like, I want to be the MVP, like the most valuable I can be. So it's like, if I see something that's hard, it's like uncomfortable, that nobody else is doing, or very few people are doing. Let me go for that. You know, my brain is cut from the same cloth as Kobe Bryant, as David Goggins, as these types of guys, but I guess not in the athletic sense. It's more like in the hacker sense in cybersecurity and what we do here. I'm like, go for it. That's why I told you I'm gonna be here every morning, regardless whether somebody's here or not. I don't care. Anyway, let's run this tool. What did I name it? Cat? No. Commander? I forgot what I named it. See, traceable. I know I'm unrelatable in that sense. Like, when I got into cybersecurity and stuff like that, you know, I was thankful that I got the opportunity to actually get some training. And this is how I give back. Like, the world didn't have to choose me for this, but it did. It's like, how do I give back? You know, by being a mentor to people. And I don't want to be a nice mentor if nice means that the message doesn't come across correctly. I like to be nice and cordial and professional, but if you have to know something to change, then you have to get it sometimes wrong. And that's what I am sometimes. Not all the time. But if I see one more article that says, hey, Windows Defender is vulnerable because you can just switch it off, and then you check that person's user and he's administrator, I'm going to scream, bro. Administrator's supposed to do that. That's just like saying, hey, you can delete Etsy Shadow, and then you check your user and your root. Like, of course you can, because you're root. Don't play with me, man. I didn't get anything. Oh, that's supposed to be true, right? Do I have to do equals true? I thought you could just say if. I didn't think I had to do true here. And I don't even know how they do true. How do you do true? I'm going to Google it on my phone really quick. Oh, I did it correctly. Did something. All right. Moment of truth. Nothing. Do you understand what I'm doing here? Like, I want to. Well, first of all, this is wrong, is it not? That's supposed to be there. And this is supposed to be there. See now. Still nothing though. First of all, you're getting nothing. Am I spelling it right? Maybe it's traceable not being spelled right. Nope. I'm gonna have to I'm gonna have to redo the switch there so that I don't misspell it. So we just do C trace. Too many arguments. This is 351. So it thinks that this is too many arguments. Yeah, I agree. Because the way that I did it. So about me, I don't know if you guys pick up on it, but like growing up, like I grew up pretty hard, pretty rough. Jackson, Mississippi. Nothing was sweet. You know what I'm saying? And throughout my life, I knew that I had to be somebody if I wanted to like not die or not go to jail. And even though there wasn't a lot of mentors in my life when I was growing up, I knew that there was better out here, and so I started with music and I became a leader within, I guess, my neighborhood or the kids and the younger adults around me. I was a leader because I could make music and I could produce and I could get people off of the streets and into something that was at least constructive. Probably not in the best sense, but something to do. And what I realized was in music and trying to like be a superstar, trying to be like some kind of rap genius or rap legend, there's a lot of pitfalls and a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? Temptation. The biggest temptation, especially when you're trying to rap and be the superstar, is the temptation for power. And I just became drunk with it and I lost it all, long story short. I didn't do some things right and it was all taken from me. And right around that time, I got the opportunity to work in IT. It wasn't really IT, but it was like I learned some IT stuff around 26. And then around 30, pivoted here. And I always held back from creating a YouTube channel because I didn't want to start talking and not know what I was talking about. But I give you that story because, I mean, a lot of people don't get into this field because they're old or maybe because they're a woman or something that they feel holds them back from being here. And my story, you look at my thing and say, wow, he willed himself to be there. He willed himself into a valuable profession. You look at my story. I don't want to say too much because this channel ain't about that. But I'll tell you right now, the obstacles that I had to overcome to get here, to be welcomed by people that work, it's a long way, came a long way. And so I'm grateful for every second of it. And you should see that in what I do. So back to the bubbles. If whatever equals that. Does this work? I don't know. Let's try again. It said too many arguments last time. Still too many arguments. Um, can you do that? So it says I don't need to use the brackets, so we don't use the brackets. Don't use the brackets. Like Bash is weird because like sometimes you don't need to use the brackets and then other times you need to use two brackets. Like make up your mind, Bash. Like for reals. What? Oh, it's saying basically if the output of the command. But I just want to say if I get anything. So let's try again. But we might want to say like according to this, you don't have to do the tick marks. Clock or somebody's alarm going off. Yes, we did it. We did it. It might not be much to you, but to me, this is dope. And we could just do like a line here for prettiness. Didn't that work? Edit anyway. Just do an echo. Actually, we don't need you. I want that to be prettier. If well, let's just leave it like that for now. So we got our first kind of scanner a little bit to where it's like, all right, do a C trace on tracing C. All right, next, we might go for another few minutes. We're at 75 minutes. Ooh, that's a long time. Okay, so we got that part. Then looking at the child, we can spot another flaw. Here, jails FD refers to a file descriptor pointing at the jail's directory, the parent of the true jail. They correctly recognize that this should be closed to prevent the child from using it to escape the jail. However, they only close it in the child process. Okay. You're going to have to do better than that. Outline. Really? This is an outline to you? Like, seriously? This is an outline. Give me a break. Don't mean to be mean again. It's just, you use the word outline and then you led me to code. And the code is not commented in a way that allows me to understand what's going on. It's constructive criticism. I just want things to be a little bit better for guys that are learning. That's all. I don't want to be mean or just tear anybody down, but definitely misworded there or misspoken there. That wouldn't classify as an outline. I'm just saying. So what's going on here is I suspect that this what do you call it, function was ran on the child process, but it just says close. So I'm thinking, let's go back up. Do child, void do child. Oh, there's more stuff. Jails FD refers to a file descriptor pointing at the jails directory. File descriptor pointing at the jails directory. Okay, show me jails FD. Where did we create that? So I don't remember seeing that. Let's do cat tracing. C grep jails FD. Okay, so there is int jails FD, and then we could say a. Let's just do 10 there. Okay, it. Okay, so I'm thinking a file descriptor is some kind of a number. I don't know. Maybe it's early and I don't get it. File descriptor. It's a number that uniquely identifies an open file in a computer's operating system. Okay. So, because that is not common knowledge, why don't we do this? What's the comment for? What's the comment? Intent to create a file descriptor number that uniquely identifies an open file in a computer's operating system. And so according to my title, it's unprotected. So jails FD. Okay, I got it. And then how do you map? Because that's just a regular, that's just an integer now. How do you close jails FD? Is it just me? What is EX term? What does that mean? Basically, the extern keyword extends the availability of the C variables. Got it. So this comes from, but wait a minute. Because what I don't understand is how did jails FD? Oh, it's probably assigned in some other custom code. So we need to go back and find jails FD across. C files all in here. Grep jails FD. Okay. So here it's declared. So it's declared in sandbox. So let's go back to sandbox. Actually, we don't need to do that. Let's go here. Let's copy that. Let's go back to tracing C. You see what I mean about like being verbose in your code? Like imagine if the creator of this code put the maximum time into comments. We would know exactly what was going on and we wouldn't have to do this. So the tool won't be built in full today because we are spending our time creating comments so that somebody could correctly flow through the code and understand it. So, yes, this is how it is. This is how we do it. But yes, Jails FD is the file descriptor. And according to when Jails opens, the file descriptor says, all right, this number, this function will assign it a number automatically, and it'll be a unique number. All right, I can get it. But the question is, how do we get to the point where we identify that this is unprotected? And if we could do that, we'd be done with the tool. Let's go back. See, I automate everything, bro. Automate it, you understand it. If you can automate it, you definitely fully grasp the concept. All right. Okay. We're not that far back. I wish I had more time to figure this out. I probably should have woke up at like 4 o'clock to figure this thing out. So, Jails FD is the file descriptor close is the um that pointing at the jails directory. That correctly recognizes this would be closed to prevent the child from using it to escape the jail. You close it in the child process. So what is the child process? Child process is jails. Okay, that makes sense because I don't know if that makes a lot of sense, but jails. Oh, so what is the so killer? The trace. child is fork. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Fork. Okay, so this makes sense. So it starts off as int jails FD is -1. So I think so if jails can open, it's now 0. So this equates to 0 if it works. And so to me, that tells me that jails is the child process. I don't think I would have gotten to that conclusion without a write-up. And then int killer equals fork. So what is the fork function actually doing? This is weird. So all I wanna see is, okay. Let's try this. Grep close. So what we could do in our code, and I think this is gonna wrap it up, is we could say we can get all of the file descriptors. No. We can get we need to get all of the file descriptors. We need to get the file descriptors from a script. Then we need to get what is the fork function doing? What does fork mean? I think I'm forgetting what fork is. Forks into. Let's see. Creates a new process by duplicating the calling process. Oh, it's like regular fork. Okay. So I need to get every instance of fork first. What? I should have int. I just should have child killer, and then there's one more. There's a logger or something. Right? I'm not tripping. Is this too far? Yeah, it's too far. So, logger. So the logger in to prevent the child from using it. So what from what I'm understanding is when the two forks occur, so you have a process running, and the process should be, what are we looking at? We're looking at logger, right? Or what was this one? Sandbox C. Oh, tracing C. We're looking at tracing C. And in tracing C, so there's already a process. And if that process is a fork, and then from that process, it's a killer. So it should be two forks. So that makes three processes. And then from there, the child process does this thing. And then after that, so if you have two of those, let's do, what is the dev node thing? I think, right? Yes. If you have two instances of equals fork, that means you have three. So that means you have three. Yeah, three processes, right? So from there, it's like, okay, I need, so you say, if this, then we'll set a integer. So if you get, let's go back to my tool, commander, nope, M. So if Unprotected FD and 5. So if you get, let's see, echo, I don't know if that's going to be correct. I'm trying to do here. Okay, wait a minute. WCL. What's happening there? If grep or all of this is equal to 2. No, not equal to 2 because you might have yeah, you might have more than that just going on because you're scanning everything, right? So you'd say something like I don't know. Proc process numbers. Number of processes equals that. For now, let's just echo proc make sure we're unprotected FD. So commander unprotected FD. What? Oh, no, I'm forgetting. What do I want to put here? WCL. So 2, right? We could say something like, how do you add one? Do you add one like you do in, let's see. We're almost done. Bash it, add 1. There we go. I think is it plus plus? That I equals I plus 1. Equals what? It's just proc equals $ boom boom. I learned this before, but I don't do this enough. What do you say? Echo proc num to see that works. 3, yes. So we could say something like echo there are procnum processes, and then I'll say something like for each process. Nope, I want to say that. This might not be accurate over every single instance, but I just got to test the tool out to see. I'll probably have to run my tool. I'll probably try to do another capture the flag with another unprotected file descriptor, and then to test out my tool to make it stronger. But I don't want to have to. Now that I've been through this box, I don't want to have to relearn this. I need my tool to do this for me, right? So there you go. So we know there are 3 processes. And then we need to detect so for three processes, there should be three closes if you want to prevent a cheroot escape. There are three processes, right? Right. Bang. There are three processes, and then we need to do the same grep, but for close. What? All right, this is crazy because so I'm gonna have to get. I'm gonna have to get this name. This is gonna be tougher than I thought because I'm gonna have to get that. I'm gonna have to get a. Where's close FD? So it's supposed to be. Huh. Close file descriptor. So there is in through child close FD. I don't know if I can grip on close here. I need to grip on the. Let's go back here. I did one where it was like grep jails FD here. Oh, so I need the cat star grep jails FD. What? I'm gonna have to fix the code, but I'm gonna have to say, because I'm gonna have to do more boxes like this. But for now, what I could do is say grep fd equals open. And how many of those did you get? I got 2. So I need to do another grep v comments. Comments don't matter. So I got 1. So I need to be able to take I need to be able to take this and say, okay, so based off of what I have here, said S star colon G. What? Colon. Take the colon out. So I did it backwards. And another said, and this is provided that it's C. So we got a hell of a tool, a hell of a ride ahead of us, I guess. Space, boom, space, open, and then I'll do that, star, and gritty, and then Jails FD, and then that could go another said, and then S, space, beginning, space, star, and that's T. Yep. So this command should give us the name of the file descriptor, and we need that. We need to put that in our code. E equals, and I'm gonna have to do like, again, I'm gonna have to do more boxes like this, because what I could see is if there's more than one file descriptor, for whatever reason, this is gonna fail miserably. So I have to do a for loop. But again, I'm gonna have to go over another box like scan, right? Echo file descriptor equals I think I did one thing wrong, actually. Let's run the command now. So I did one thing wrong, which is instead of jails FD, because you don't know what it's going to be called, right? Let's go back, edit, and then instead of jails FD, we'll do grep. This might give us unintended results. Yep. Again, this isn't gonna be like open star. Open star. Comma space O star. Forgot it already. Comma space O. Comma space. Is that an O? And then I think it's one of those. Right. Yeah, that's an O. Looks like it. And again, this is didn't do it that time. I think I need to do egrep. Maybe egrep. Nope. I'm gonna have to do some regex here. So first I'm gonna have to escape that. What is that? Why is there a star there? Oh, I know what it is. There's a star there. So I'm gonna have to just protect all of that with one of those. See if that works. Still nothing. So what I need to do is just take all of this, copy it so I can test it. Yeah, we're getting in the technical weeds. No. Oh, what? What's this? Copy selection. Paste selection. You see that? Can't win, bro. about this? Grep. What's this supposed to do? That and open. Uh-oh. Star. Open. I think I do one of these. And then period star. Wow. Let me do that. You're gonna get it, man. All right, that's better. Comma. Space O. O. Okay, so there's a second file descriptor there. Grep D. So we have what? How do we get one more? Yeah, I don't know. I think we're gonna have to say something like we have to escape this symbol. Escape this symbol and then close it and then say 0. And then boom. That's still the same thing. I'm in way over my head here. If I'm in way over my head here. So I do want to, this is obviously a fail, but I do want to continue working on this, but I want to get all of the file descriptors at minimum. And it looks like we're missing a bunch. So I did come up with a way to get file descriptors. And I'd say that this was the way. So we just copied that. Ooh, there's a way to do this with egrep. What is that? Boom, open, start. Oh. So there's that, but what I could do is hopefully anyway. Hopefully no one creates a file descriptor by the name of if, because I'm about to. This is very bad practice, by the way, but grep the if. You don't care about if statements. And then that gives us 2 file descriptors. But then, because file descriptors should always be int, we could just say and while we didn't meet our goal here, but we did meet a milestone, which is we can go through the entire code and say these are the file descriptors, and then from there we can we have a leg up in determining if they're unprotected. So I think probably on my own, because this one wasn't as popular as I thought it would be. On my own time, I'll continue to develop my tools so that I get this works better, and I might do something more popular later. Because I gotta understand, like, this channel isn't for me; it's for you guys. So it's like, yeah. So, let's do another set, and then we're gonna call it a day. Int. I think I want to do int space, and then boom. Mess something up. Oh. One love. Gotta make that prettier. File descriptor. And then close it off, and then echo again. File descriptors. So we have our file descriptors. It's not the best. But we do have our file descriptors. I also need to change my code to it already works in the current directory with the star. So, yep. I need to do an intent here. Intent to scan all files in the current working directory for file Now, for now, because I don't know how valuable this is, I'm going to echo this out. I'm going to comment this out and do another intent to determine if there are processes that can escape jail, still need to determine if there is a Cherokee jail and other stuff. Here we count the number of forks and increment by 1. So if you fork, that's automatically a child process? I think so. So I think, right? I don't know. I think that's what it, yes. There are 2 child processes which may be used to escape roots given other specific circumstances. That's what we'll write for now. I know I'm being like mad vague there. So we'll run that. There are 2 child. Can't English correctly. There are child processes. So for FD, there are no child processes. So we also need to put that in the tool as well. I think I'm getting it more. Just as we end the live stream, which I gotta get ready for work. Just as we end the live stream, it seems like things start rolling. There are blah, 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 blah. So from here, it's like I must find a way to take a file descriptor and determine if a match let's find a way to match file descriptors to child processes. Descriptors to child processes. So it may not seem like much now, but adding 1% to what I'm doing here, boom, 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 you're not gonna be able to mess with me. You're not gonna be able to catch up. So that's just what it is. Friendly competition, by the way, but I would definitely bet on that. So yes. So that's as far as we got today. And I go, I'm telling you, man, nobody's putting in the work like this. Man. I don't see them. I don't see them. You feel me? It's one thing to do a box, but making a tool for a box, bro, we ain't doing this. So, in essence, we only got to page 8 out of 20, which is good given the time. But this tool can scan a directory of C files, and from there spit out the file descriptors, and then tell you, well, eventually it will tell you if those file descriptors have child processes, and then from there we'll go back up and say if those can be traced. And then if they can be traced, so you have to have child processes, right? And then they have to be able to be traced. And from there, we trace them. So if those two things are true, which we worked on the other one, right? We worked on the other one. Man, we working on this one for longer. Oh yeah. C traceable. No, C trace. You do C trace, and then I didn't see it create 3 processes though. I saw it create 2 processes. No. So all of them are traceable, but the child can't cheroot. So we're only interested in tracing the killer and logger. We're only interested in tracing the killer and logger, right? So yeah, because it says here all processes here are cherooted, but the killer and logger processes have a file descriptor from outside the jail open, and they have been specifically marked as traceable by setting a dumpable flag. So these and the other one, but this and this applies to these two. One last detail remains in most distributions. The kernel configuration file is set to 1. This means that a process can only be traced by their ancestors or processes specifically allowed via PR said trace. However, one common distribution stands out as having this set to 0 unrestricted. Risk saves. Bro, this is deep, yo. How did your brain just say, I'm gonna do this? Like, please let me talk to this guy. At this point, our goal is to craft an executable that attaches to the killer process and inject some malicious code to extract sensitive information from the machine. More specifically, looking at the website source code settings pi file gives the application path on the remote. Using this, we can direct our exploit to read the database file. The database file didn't have anything in it. Is this the exploit? Yes. Comments, bro. The main part of our binary is based on this technique. So, first of all, what is the sensitive information? Then we submit the query and get the output system call log for sample. Okay, what is it supposed to be? We can see you get a lot of ignore assist calls with the number 4919, which is the decimal representation of that thing. This is a strong indication that our malicious code got executed successfully. We managed to leak sensitive information from the server. What? I don't get it. At this point, we could craft a Python script to reverse the process and give us human readable data. Then we execute and parse the output. We have MD5 hash. So who would think to try to crack an MD5 hash? So I thought you couldn't crack an MD5 hash. MD5 one way. Oh, so this is a rainbow table is what you're telling me. Yes. So you take rocku.txt and then you create its MD5 equivalent and then you match your MD5 to that. Beautiful. All right. We don't really even need to know that. We can go back and go back further. So I want to know what happens when they start to come up with the exploit. Oh no, that's too far up. Photo within the directory. Pass. Yep. So we got two parts down. We know that because let's see what it says here. But this means that it's set before the fork. Oof. All right. So I probably need to add more scenarios here where maybe the one is here, the one is there, and that would mean different things. So main part of our binary. Based on this technique. All right, let's see what the binary is doing. HTTP get earthquake, whatever. Put data. I don't know what that's doing. All right. Child is blank. Stage one consists of locating the parent process, attaching to it, and what is that? Attaching to it and injecting code. So how does the code here, and we're gonna have to figure this out another time, but how does the code here just say, okay, unless we're assigning our own PIDs, because stage two. I wish this was commented correctly, bro. If this was commented correctly, like what I normally talk about, we would have no problem. We would have, you know, so you see stuff like this, attaching to it and injecting code. Yeah, but you're gonna have to do better with okay, so you got the code from GitHub, and then you're showing your code off. And if you just want to do a write up, right? If you just want to throw something out there, whatever the case, and then a few people are gonna ever look at it, that's fine. But like you're on blast right now, you're on live stream, so it's like you put a big code block in here. You better tell me exactly what you're doing here. and not make me have to put comments in here to add to it. Mem copy, because okay, I've been over a C code, right? Like I know how to code in C, but I don't code in C enough to get the context here. I just don't. I simply don't. I don't code enough in C to, get the context. I know this is a pointer. You gotta do pointers for strings, which I'm pretty sure that's what you're doing there. But then when you get down to it, it's like, okay, you're putting data. I have to burn. What does it make sense? It's like, okay, I'm about to go on a rant here. I only have so many calories to burn a day when it comes to attention. I really want to learn this stuff, right? Normal people, like I consider myself somewhat advanced, if I could say so. But even me, I don't code and see every day. So to understand your write-up, I have to go through and take it apart and build my own comments so I can understand what's going on. So it's likely that I will burn out and not read all the code because there's no comments. There's no verbose comments based in intent. So being the guy that I am, at some point, I'm going to go through this and put some verbose code in here so that even the person that doesn't do C can understand everything that's going on. And that's the point. The point is when you script, when you code, when you put proofs of concept out, the goal is not to be what's the word I'm looking for? Cryptive? Like obfuscate what you're talking about. It's code. Like when they built the C language, the goal was to take machine code, ones and zeros and all of those, and make it readable. But you can't read this. This is p-trace poke data. What does that mean, right? So you need comments to strengthen it. And that's why you have the ability to do comments. Stuff like this is not going to get us further. This is a good write-up, obviously. I'm not talking about the write-up in general. I'm talking about the code. The code doesn't help the next guy learn C. It's just a bunch of gibberish to him. There is an attempt. Stage 1 consists of locating the parent process. And it's understandable when you want to just go ahead and do something down and dirty. But if you're going to release code, like I like that. That's good right there. And somewhat. But if you're going to release code, you gotta be verbose. I don't know why that keeps happening. I need to delete something. But you see here, it's like, let's open this wide. Intent to scan all files in the current working directory for file descriptors. So it's just not there. It's just not sitting there. To determine if there are processes that can escape a root jail. Still need to determine if there's a root jail and other stuff. Here we count the number of forks and increment by 1. So if you don't understand bash code, you know that we're incrementing the number of forks by 1. To provide the names of file descriptors, must find a way. So when it goes to this egrep, we're looking for file descriptors. And it's aptly named FD. So it's simple. And then it's like for this script is not even ready for public release. And I put all that work into code on putting comments with intent. I haven't done it all places, but again, I'm showing you there that comments, when they're verbose, they help. When you just like shorthanded or, do whatever, it's like, I don't know that does. So hopefully that is helpful to you. We've been going 2 hours now. And we haven't accomplished everything, but we can determine which, if there are any traceable processes by focusing on this. And then we determine the number of child processes that are created by the code. This only works in C so far, but I mean, I guess, it really doesn't matter. And again, our next step is to match these file descriptors to child processes, because we have two. We need to say, okay, for jails FD, which is the process that creates the jails folder, there are two processes that goes there. So these processes may be used to escape to root, and then it has to go through a process to confirm or deny that you can escape to root with those. And then you can get into that big blob of code we were talking about. So that's it for me. I'm gonna get ready to go to work or not go to work. I don't really know what's going on. Maybe they want me to stay home because I got a cough. I don't have COVID, so that's good. We out. Hope you enjoyed the live stream. We don't have a tool yet. The tool isn't all the way built. So you can call my bluff on the internet, it's fine. But we did get far in determining what's going on. So yeah, probably by the end of the week, I probably won't do another video on this, but I'll show you how far I came with the code. So this is Damn Man. We signing off. Peace. Let me get out of here.